How are you guys doing today? So, we're on day 21 of 30 on Planet Toulan, of course, doing the Nadira Wants an Apprentice Craft 1000 Attempts mission. So, of course, this is a daily you can do. It's a Craft 1000 attempt at the end of the Nadira Wants an Apprentice line. It allows you to collect machinery skill. It's an entire 70 pack of machinery skill every day. I'd consider that a big deal. I want to make sure we're clean on everything before we get going too much. Boom. Looks good. Whoa, whoa, well, no, we don't want to be flying anywhere. Gotta watch that stuff, guys. Be clicking things accidentally. So 1,000 clicks on the EP1, which is what we're using, is 20 PED altogether. We're currently, at this point, 18.01 PED down for the entirety of the runs. So we're doing pretty good. We're at less than a 5% loss rate. This character, of course, is a 46th level mechanical engineer, and he's fully qualified for this blueprint, except he is missing the skill industrialist, which it may be making it where we'd be doing a little bit better, but honestly, we're doing pretty good is what I would say. So the blueprint I'm going to be using is a 100 quality rating blueprint, of course. And so here's how we're going to do this. Like always, I'm going to have this set like this. You're going to be able to see how much in PED value down to a better decimal point this way. Um, right here, I'm going to have that up so you can see skill progression and stuff and this. As it gets going, of course, I'll pop my face out of the way like always, so I'm not just sitting here, but I will be here and I'll discuss any blueprints that pop. This is where we're going to keep track of the blueprints that pop, and that's basically how the run's going to go. As blueprints come in, I'll discuss them. I'll tell you if it's junk and we're going to TT it. If it's semi-useful, I'll let you know, hey, this is semi-useful, and if you want to get that, let me know. I'll throw it in a thing. That way you have an opportunity to get it. By the way, hi Corpse, how you doing? I'm going to go ahead and get this started. Be like every other day. I hope you have a great day today also. And we'll go over everything again at the end. So, just so you know, machinery goes into a very lot of your crafting skills. It goes into weapon engineering, armor engineering, and stuff like that. So, you guys definitely, if you're going to be doing crafting, you want to get your engineering up. It's a base in every kind of crafting thing. And you definitely want to get this up if you're going to be making items. And I'm hoping for good luck too today. We're definitely, but honestly, we're kicking some butt. Being only down that far at this point is pretty impressive. But I zap my stuff out of here so I can sit here and have some coffee while we watch this kick some butt. So far this is a little weird. We're doing well on overall successes. We're not doing well here or here. So right here, if you look, our overall successes are doing well. And we're doing well enough that it's not just that we're succeeding at the 2 ped, we're succeeding well. But then we have these near successes that are poop on us, really, to be honest. I don't know where we're at on this. we at least finally did get a blueprint. That's a very low pet amount in PEC. You know what I'm saying? Not, I mean, like, I'm stacking these, so I'm not gonna totally gripe about it, but that is a very low pet amount. So at this point, I'm gonna tell you, I can't bet that we're kicking butt in any level. Um, we're honestly though overall in the run we're at 1801 down for the whole entirety of all these, and we're at number 21. And so at this point, we've spent less than one ped per run, putting it at under a 5% loss to altogether. So if we got our butt handled a little bit here, it would just be, but we won't get totally handed anyway. Like we're still gonna be, even a bad run is under 15% down, and a bad run is under 10% down even most of the time. But a really bad run could happen. We could also get an explosive projectile recycler blueprint, which would be nice, but we're on 21 and we haven't been getting a lot of those. I feel I definitely get much better outcomes on that on the EP2. And so I'm starting to, I don't know if everybody's theory on that is correct on the theory, but the reality of it, it is, in my opinion, true that you have better success rate on an EP2 in generating explosive projectile recyclers. Because I have ran the crap out of this and not done well on it. Let's just say that. I definitely do better on the EP2. Thank you very much, Bordex. Well, congrats to them, right? Always throw down a congrats. That's cool. You have to be excited for other people, flat out. Like, flat out, yeah. That is awesome, dude. I always get super psyched if I get a global. I don't even care if it's a 5 freaking ped type global. It's just still cool. And so I really like globals though where there's an item drop and it's not a 5 ped global and it's something useful and with a high markup. But I think that's pretty normal for everybody, right? That they really like the more, hey, I would like a massive global with a high markup item. Yeah. You know what? I've never got an ESI. That's actually something I will have to say. I mean, I'll probably get one. I don't hunt a lot of creatures that would drop the ESI technically, but I have hunted the crowd out of some Aatroxes and Atraxes. Not like insane amounts, but enough that you would think that maybe I would have got one. But my skills sucked when I was hunting them. I was bad choicing myself, and I was deciding to hunt stuff outside of my skill zone, and which was really cool. And I did get a push forward some of that thing. But the only reason I was able to hunt them was because of the gear I was packing, not because I was actually within the zone that should have been hunting them. Okay, so that's a reasonable hit right there of welding wire. And I'm not sure what's going on. I'll see it. That's normal. This is what I would expect. That totally makes sense. For a second, it was spiked really high for like a day or two, and it confused the crap out of me. I was like, what's going on? I actually got excited and was kind of hoping that there was going to be a rebound in the welding wire blueprint and hence the welding wire market. But did they not have a clown mask on? I mean, I think they did. I just didn't catch. They were only there for a second. That's cool if they did. Okay, so we're at 400 now. Honestly, I wouldn't interpret this to be going great. These are ish, and I can get rid of that. This is the only type of blueprint we've actually got at this point, which is okay, but I really rely on this to be able to kind of know where we're at. If I doubled this, or a little over doubled it, let's say to 120, and that's a really basic blueprint. That's TT value. These are all wrong. This is wrong because these are always skewed because people are selling high quality rating ones, and so don't trust that stuff. I mean, trust it, but look into it further than just looking at it and be like, well, that's not valuable. It doesn't work like that. So let's hope the rest of this run goes up a little bit in how it looks. All in all, we're doing so well that it's not gonna like really mess with the mojo of this entire run through, but this does not look as good. Oh, it was Oxy that globaled. That makes sense. Pretty good crafter, I'd say. Does a lot of... He's been knocking the crap out of this daily. Oh, whoa. Yeah, that's much more down than I'm setting at, right? Hold on, I'm gonna shoot him a thing. Oh. So, it's a way to skill, but if I were running the 2, I'd be running generating profit right now. So, I would be popping EP recycler blueprints more often. On a lot of people, it's skilling. So, it's such a mixed bag. If I were able to set here and deal with it long enough, like I could just run another 30 days, right? We barely put out any PED. I would get 21 more PED in skill, and I could go and jack that out in a one of those ESI skill chips, and I could sell that for profit. That'd be 300 something PED, maybe 400 PED. That's like a 25,000% markup or something like that. And so minus ESI cost and stuff like that. So you could go that direction. But if I were not running the 1, because we're doing the one to show how cheaply this could be done, I'd be running the 2. I would likely be popping differently. And not just likely, I pop differently on the EP2. And so depending on which one you run and what you're doing, it can be profitable. A lot of people are using it just to skill and stuff, but if you look at it, I'm less than 5% down and stuff, right? If I were running big batches and on a main planet, I would be selling all of these blueprints, metal residue in stacks, and EP rounds. Actually, you can sell them at 5%, 2 to 5% easy. And so we're barely down. We would be grinding free on that. Anytime we popped an EP recycler, we'd be getting whatever PED that was. And so it depends on how you're approaching it. But yes, you can profitably do it, but not when you first start out. And also, for the record, I don't have industrialist on. If I had the industrialist skill and stuff like that, by the way, if any of you guys need this actually does sell as a blueprint in reality. Like just like besides the see, these are all going to be at like +3 PED and stuff like that. Yeah, 1 point something. So this has a small markup on it. It's very useful. It goes into some stuff. It wouldn't have a markup on the planet I'm on. So I would have to be on Calypso to be selling these blueprints. And they would be actually covering the other stuff too. But granted, that's because I'm covered on all the other skills, or I'd be getting losses on that too. And so, if you aren't covered on your skills, no, it's not profitable. It's for skilling. But for me, a lot of times it's profitable. On the EP2, it's profitable. On this EP1, I'm not impressed because I'm not getting any explosive projectile recyclers. But if I do even pop a single stack of them, it will positive this whole run. And so, it's weird like that. We're almost to the halfway point, though. Heck, this could be profitable. Sometimes when I don't think it's about to do well, it's up a little bit. And so it's just hard to tell. And I don't like to cheat and add up everything in the middle of a run. It's more of a surprise to me. Yeah, I would definitely use the dailies though in combination. Don't try to skill crafting outside of using dailies. I mean, like you can, and so I'm not trying to say that that's the only way to do it. But literally, crafting is expensive and it's really costly at first. And so, like, pick a planet, pick one of the skills you're going to jack up. And actually, before you do that, for skilling, go get on a mothership for a second. Serious as crap. Like, mothershipping as I don't even know how long I was on a mothership. It was a long time. And I still am allowed on multiple ships and would totally go up for repair runs still to this day because the skills you get from repair runs are epic. It's like pure skilling. This is reasonable skilling, but you're getting some pet back and stuff. When you repair a run, it's pretty much all converted to skill. And so if you're just after skilling, not directional, not like you're trying to become a specific type of crafter, but like just trying to build a base, you want to get on a mothership. You do not want to EP run your way up to whatever you're doing. Mothership for a while. Then once you have blueprint and stuff like that, the blueprint comprehension and everything unlocked, then I would pick some of the planets that have dailies that boost the other stuff. Like Monria for the engineering, I'd make sure to boost the crap out of that. If you're going to item craft, you need this planet for the whole machinery stuff. And then after that, right, um, which is slow as crap progress, but Cyrene is where you get the very specific specialized skills. And you can get weapon, I think what is it? I'll check what it is. It's one of the ones that I have to go back and get more of. You can get tailoring for one too. Manufacture weapon. So the manufacture weapons daily is on Cyrene, and you only get a very small amount each day. And also there's an armor mission on Cyrene too to get armor, either technology or armor manufacturing. I don't remember which one it is. But without the dailies, uh, it's not a good. It's not in your benefit. It's very costly. And honestly, I did it the costly way for a long, long time. A really long time. I didn't have a clue that it was a different way to do it. And then I found out about motherships. Right? So can I tell you that's one of the most important crafting missions in this game? Like flat out, I check the marketplace and stuff once in a while when I have extra ped and see if there's any of the weapons and specialized skills. They're very rarely in there. And yeah, you can call a skill broker and probably get a hold of them if you want to spend a bunch of ped. But the Cyrene daily missions to build up your armor stuff or your weapon stuff are freaking epic. Like just ridiculously epic. I'll go back there after I'm done with all this stuff, and I'll probably focus on Cyrene and Calypso for a while because literally without building up that manufacture weapons skill, I'm kind of missing that section and making things over a tier 4 weapon. And I want to bring my guy up to I don't know, tier 6 weapons probably this year. It would be the goal, like blueprint wise and stuff. In which, by the way, and this is just my theory and an opinion, um, I really believe that you should consider that you need 500 points per tier of a blueprint in each skill associated with the blueprint. Not your attribute, obviously, but you know. So that was a good hit. See, where are we at on this? Like, this is a really good amount of welding wire, but this is a really crappy amount of metal residue. Who knows? I'm going to grab a cup of coffee real quick because I just drank the rest of mine. It does kind of seem like I probably don't need to drink too much more coffee. Oh, if I could have 500 freaking intelligence, I would be epic as crap. It would be so insane. So for one, that would boost my pyro stuff, but intelligence goes into so much stuff. I would be blown away. I would be godly. I think anybody that had 500 in any stat would be godly. But where it would be really cool is if you had 500 intelligence and 500 stamina. I don't even know what would happen then. You'd just be you'd be thick. You'd be pimp. No, you would. So right now, part of my quest is actually look at this. We're almost to 80, but I am desperately trying to get 100 intelligence. Like it's not happening right this second, obviously, but that is a goal. And I've seen people with some ridiculous stats in this game. I scanned somebody that they were all over 200 in every freaking one of their stats, and I jaw dropped on it. Like holy crap! I mean, like that's very good for them. Very impressive. Oh yeah, no, 100% grind the crap out of them. I'm trying to go around to the planets, except it's been extraordinarily pet intensive, and hit all the low-lying codexes with all the little creatures that you can just knock through cheap, because I was trying to get all my attributes up. I felt that if I leveled up that way and stuff like that, I'd have high enough attributes that by the time I got maybe around, I'd be ready to maybe target the mid-level creatures on a swoop around later on. But holy crap, is this ped diminishing to be flying around the galaxy, blasting the crap out of everything and doing dailies on every planet. I'm gonna just let you guys know that. Good thing I had set up beforehand a little bit, but man, I was like, whoa, this is a little bit ped intensive. It's okay, because we'll rebuild as soon as we touch back down on Cyrene. Or, I mean, on Calypso. I'm going to be skilling Cyrene, crafting the crap out of Calypso, and loading the auction house a bunch. And I'll probably be covering that little, a few other weird things that, and maybe doing some kind of event. I think that we need to organize an event for sure. See, we're ripping it up on welding wire. How many times? They've just gave us another 60. So see, at this point, this isn't meaning much because they've thrown us off so much with this. Like combined together, I feel that we're looking good. Hmm. I'm gonna tell you guys, we're probably near break even on this right now. So if they want to throw in an explosive projectile recycler and make us a super break even, that would be awesome. So for sure, the drop rate on recyclers is better on the EP2. And I visited with a few people that run the crap out of these too. And this is the theory that I was given. And I actually kind of think that they're probably right. That the EP1 is, it's 2 PEC, right? When you get a recycler pack, they really are from about 3 to maybe 7 in a pack. You'll get that zone of clicks. So for this to get any clicks to that, right, is significantly a good hit, right? On a EP2, because it's a 20 PEC thing, it's not as big of a range difference from the amount going in to the amount you get. So that's one reason that they thought it was more likely that you get them on the higher level ones. But besides that, on an EP2, you can get EP1 recyclers, EP2 recyclers, and EP3 recyclers. And on an EP1, you'll only ever get EP1 and EP2s. So you've already cut off 1/3 of the other ability for you to get something. And so altogether, I don't know if that's correct. It makes sense logically though, and I do think that that's true. From my experience, I run EP2 when I'm off stream to generate recyclers. And so, and I sell a good amount of recyclers in game. And so I use EP2 because you can just set up a pretty good run, but it's not conveniently the same on every planet too. I'm not sure which planet's the best for running EPs. I know that there probably is, but the variety of like blueprints that could possibly generate kind of um, what would you say? It dilutes the likelihood, I think. And so I think that there's some planets that are better. I just haven't had the ability to run around and be like, I'm going to run a 30 sample 100 ped run on each planet, in which, like, that's technically what you should have to do, is because you need 30 plus samples for a valid statistical analysis, is what they say. In which I don't know if that's really accurate enough in this game. See, more welding wire. We're dominating the welding wire, guys. I think we are actually gonna be break even. This is looking good. It's looking weird because all of our stuff is over here in welding wire and not over here, so who knows. But no, I think that it's way more likely that you actually do well if you're qualified on the EP2. And so, and it's not a ridiculous blueprint to run. It's actually reasonable. When I was on Monria doing the skilling there, for my 30-day thing, I did use the EP2 consistently. And so, I don't feel Monterey is the best place for popping explosive recyclers, though. I feel I've got better outcomes other places, but who knows? You know what I mean? There's so much stuff that goes into this game. Just a single, hey, I went to this planet in 30 days, I ran something, doesn't really mean that much because the whole time your skills are moving and stuff. And so, kicking butt on the next planet after you've done 30 days of gaining engineering on the last planet, who knows if that's really relevant, you know? Oh, the Monterey crafting daily is like this one, except you gain engineering skill instead, and you gain 75 PEC. It's for 500 successes. And so basically, it's really easy. Same thing as this kind of thing. You show up, you talk to a dude, you go over, you bust out it, and it gives you engineering skill. 75 PEC though, guys. And so if you do that a bunch, so I can't handle that for too long. I did like 30 days in a stant. I even did a couple 15-day stints because it's very hard to set on Monria and just sit there and craft every day, every day. But if you think about it and you add that up skill-wise, it's a freaking ton of skill. Like this 30-day stint here, as not exciting as 30 days is, sitting there and crafting, this is powering us up big time. That's 21 PED in just raw machinery skill plus whatever we got in actually doing the crafting. And currently we're only down 18.01 PED. And so that makes it where we're in this weird position of I'm not going to sell my skill because I'm not a skill seller. Some people are. But if we wanted to, we could jack out that skill, come back and do it again. The Monterey mission giver is right there in their main little, what would you call that? It's like a mall. Can I pull up Monterey? Will they let me? No. They're rude. Okay. So it's like a mall area. And, what is it called? Is it called the hub? Let me Google it. It's definitely worth doing though. Like it's one of the. So it is called the Monria Hub Teleporter. It's right in there. He's on the second floor, and people will be there always. Like there are always people doing that mission because it's literally a it's like a staple of trying to get your guy up, to be honest. Do you see this girl's fancy outfit? I'm just saying, I don't know what she's doing with this whip, but she has a fancy outfit. Let's see who this is. Well, I'm sucking at seeing who she is, but boom. Dia Devin, or Devi. Well, she has a fancy outfit. Let's just say that. I don't know. I'm gonna tell you this planet, everybody got fancy clothes. It's like, what is that other one that has fancy? Next Island. Next Island. They're all about fancy clothes on that planet. That's where I got most of my outfit actually is Next Island. Epic place for clothing stuff too. This planet, Next Island, have a good amount of clothing. I'm sure they all do to a point, but the people that like the cultures on different planets focus differently, it seems. And this planet seems much more focused on textures and clothes. And so this actually whole side of the galaxy, weirdly, like Calypso, I love it. It's focused on commerce and all kinds of other stuff, but culturally it's just different. It's more reliant on the socks for their culture and stuff. I always think it goes so slow at the end. I don't know why that is, but I'm super excited to get back and start doing some weapons. So the other thing I'm super pumped about is I'm gonna go and I'm gonna do some ridiculous crafting runs on Cyrene because we're looking for specific stuff there. But there are so many blueprints now. Look at that. That is, there are weapons that go up there, up there. And so my goal is to get us some of these weapons that are the level tier 4 type stuff. It's a good goal, right? And so I'm ready to do that. I've got this stuff already. We've got our weapons, gizmos. I'm gonna probably just set there and I'll run from 1 all the way up to 4 probably there. Anything that exceeds a tier 4 I'm not covered for on the predominant skills that are important. That's the other reason I'm heading to Cyrene. Because if I don't get weapons manufacturing or manufacture weapons up, and if you look that up, manufacture weapons is too big of a component of all the weapon stuff. And so anything I make that I'm not covered on that skill, I'm kind of not going to do as well. And so I'm going to set on Cyrene during the week, killing the crap out of everything, I think is the plan. I don't know. Gotta have some plan. But I need that to get at least to 3,000 so that we can get up to a tier 6 type item. I don't use tier 6 weapons, by the way, personally. I just would like to be able to make them for my little shop thing. I feel that that would be good. Because my booth is on Crystal Palace. And in all honesty, I need to have more Voomp weapons to be selling stuff on Crystal Palace. I sell good stuff, but I believe I have more of the tourist market, and I don't have any of the weapons that actually do enough oomph to buy and hunt on Crystal Palace. And so that's a kind of. Plus, I'd like them to be fancy weapons that you can't just get everywhere else, right? So that's the other reason for specializing a little bit, focusing on Cyrene weaponry and Cyrene vehicles for a extended amount of time. I mean, a pretty good amount of time. Let's just say that. It's going to be a little bit. Very excited about that. But that's one of the reasons I'm pre-powering this up. This machinery is going to feed into it because if you look, now we're fully covered up on machinery, way into the 3-something thousands. I wasn't planning on attempting to make tier 7 or tier 8 weapons or items right at this point anyway. And so I felt we were good in that zone, right? This is why I drink so much coffee. Somehow We scrolled up and we're not even looking at our blueprints. So overall, I think we did good. Okay. So this basic screw, if somebody needed that, I would throw it in the auction house for somebody. But because I'm on a planet where these don't move at a high velocity, like this is probably all taking place on Calypso. I'm not going to throw that in there. Excuse me. Yeah, see these are all fresh ones. So 7 of them sell a week, but you know about 50 people are popping these, right? And so that's where you get dangerous in sitting there and thinking that any blueprint you pop needs thrown in an auction house. I don't do that. That's dangerous. That's how I lost PED for a while. Like I didn't know what was actually redundantly. And I'm not saying that you can't sell these, because you can sell them, but you pay an auction fee. And so if if it doesn't sell, you've lost money because you're not really going to make a bunch of money. And how many times can you afford to put that in there before you're paying to maybe have somebody buy it? And so I just decided that at one point, unless somebody says, hey, yo, I really need that, I don't have a reason to load anything that's not guaranteed to sell to the auction house. Plus, when you're on a planet, if you actually do start actively trading and and manufacturing stuff, you're only allowed 50 slots. That's it. They cut you off. And so once you load that auction house, 50 slots is what you have. If you make a lot of valuable stuff or something like that, are you really going to be like loading one PED blueprints that might sell in? And so, yeah. So this would sell if we were actually on um, Calypso. If I load this here, it's probably not good. And so, on top of that, any of this stuff, I really feel you should be able to just focus more on personal trading that to people that say, hey, I just started and I need that. Because then I don't have to pay the auction fee. And then they could just buy it for, I think you can do 50 PEC stuff and stuff. Or 25 PEC. I think you can do 25 PEC even out. I don't know. Somebody might be able to literally pay 1 PEC. I've never tried to trade anybody 1 PEC, you guys. I don't know if that works. I'm sure it does. So the amount of blueprint hits we got was pretty reasonable for this. I'll bet these sell all the time though. This is a very popular one. It goes into some of those training weapons. Okay, so if anybody needs this, I will load it if you need it. If not, I'll probably throw that one actually in my trunk. Um, and I'll sell it when I get to Calypso because that's one that will actually sell. And I'll probably sell it like 1 or 2 PED on Calypso. But if one of you guys needs it, goes into the thing at 1 PED immediately. Plus, we'll be picking some other blueprints. So that is one of the things. You have to watch what planets you're doing stuff on. Like I have a whole bunch of blueprints that I'm stockpiling. That those are specifically just for taking back, and I will make mad um, markup technically on that. Like not even just a little bit, like mad markup. And so very dependent. Some of it I think is not insane markup, but some of it's good. Like this welding wire, it's not really insane markup. I I'm just stacking that. I haven't decided what we're doing with that yet. Might wait till we get like a 10,000 stack, put it cheap in a like my little booth for somebody or something. I don't know. Do any of you guys craft welding wire? If you guys are welding wire crafters, I really do have a ridiculous stack. And I craft welding wire once in a great while, but not very often. Okay, I'm gonna flip my camera on. We're getting there. Boom. Yeah. I have some metal engineering and stuff, but not a real big crafter of the welding wire, to be honest. I wish I had a better markup. And I don't mean that to be mean to everybody, but like, I don't know. For anybody new, welding wire crafting is a horrible freaking idea. You know what I'm saying? If you think about it. For one, it's metallurgy and metal engineering type stuff. Uh, Try to get this up here like this. And most people are not great at that. For two, it's 5 to 10th level learning period, right? And that's metal engineer. And so I feel most people that are doing welding wire get shredded on it, to be honest. Like I do it sometimes. It's fun to do. You can get those little gems. That's cool. I like that. But it's not one of the things that I think is like one of the hey. I mean, and some guys are probably out there killing it on the welding wire. So I'm not trying to talk smack about that. But my theory on it is big items are the best thing to craft because you get to backfill them with metal residue, which is cheap, right? And your markup that you're charging is based off of the whole total cost in PED value of the item. And so if I'm making a 200 PED item in which I'm only using 5 PED in materials, but I'm backfilling it with 200 PED metal residue and I'm getting a 20% markup, that literally 20% markup covers a good amount of stuff, especially if you're not sucking and felling it like constantly. And so, my personal opinion is that it's much safer to make big items that have large backfill that sell. I mean, you have to know the market. Than the little items that you're very much dependent on in a different manner. Like, and I make components because that's the only way you can actually make certain items. But holy crap, big items backfilling is just safer. And that's my opinion. It's not like, hey, this is gospel. But I think that's why some of the bigger crafters do so well. It's because they're making multiple $100. I mean, not well, in some cases, yeah, multiple $100. I have a sword that's multiple $100 that I can make. People don't ask for it anymore because I don't think they know about it, but it's ridiculous. But the backfill on that is epic. Epic as heck, actually. And it's not the only item like that. If you think about it, some of the vehicles and stuff have pretty good backfill on them too. I mean, not multiple hundreds of ped, but does make it where you can kind of have a little bit of a margin of stuff where you're not like, hey, I'm dead if I don't succeed. And some of those training weapons in the higher levels, they have a pretty good amount of ped buried in them. Somehow I knocked this down. Sorry, you guys. By the way, that sword is frickin' beast. And it's the blueprint that drops, I think it's the bandit blueprint. It actually drops a specific blueprint um, that's very important to get. But you have to like be want to get it because somebody has to be like, hey, I want this. That's the general rule with some of the items. But I can't remember which one it's called. The Laser Faust Bandit. It's what it does. Drops the Laser Faust Bandit blueprint, in which almost nobody's seen that. And another one. It actually drops more than that, but the Laser Faust is the one that specifically people look for. And I think it might drop the Laser Faust Marauder or something like that, but I'm not sure. You never see Laser Fausts, does it? You have to intentionally want one. On those training weapons, also, a huge amount of it is also those, what are they called? Nanocubes. And you're not paying any markup on those either? I don't know. I think that there's a giant benefit in making big items. The volume of sell on little items, though, is frick much better. Right? So, the classic market dilemma. Yeah. What can somebody do? You can't escape that stuff anywhere. Market principles, they're unrelenting, right? This is an economic-based video game. It kind of makes sense for that stuff, though. I think my message thing keeps beeping at me. I will be checking all the message stuff right after this is done. I really don't like checking messages on stream. I feel uncomfortable having people's conversations in front of people ever. And plus, I just don't know what's going to be there. Okay, so let's look at this. Oh, yeah, I think we did okay. I mean, so let's look. We came in at 1801. Not that bad, right? And we spent 88 PEC. Right? Let's double check that. I wanna, cause the other day I was wrong on one. I didn't wanna. So we're at 1889 now with 88 PEC in loss today. So that's literally less than 5% again. And in all honesty, if we were on another planet, we'd be selling these blueprints. We'd make a bunch. We'd make back basically. So we're gonna take this. I'm gonna drop in here. Also was gonna drop that in there. This other stuff, I'm gonna probably actually just TT out. So let me grab this stuff so we can organize better. So I want to look for things that are organized to you guys more. Okay, so we just dropped that in. We know we don't need that stuff. Okay. If that's not in there, we're gonna use that. I don't know what all you guys need. So I'm gonna just grab some stuff. Did we grab one of those already? Yeah. That's a new one I haven't grabbed for you guys. Boom. But see, the focus here is this stuff. And that stuff usually has a different type markup. Just so you guys, I mean, like, okay, boom. That's a pretty cool one too, by the way. It's kind of more subtle. Some of these textures on this planet are so not subtle. They're very elaborate. I have one that we're probably going to throw in a vehicle that, well, I have several I'm going to throw in vehicles, but I have one that I've been building up. I didn't check the market before. I'm just throwing these in. We'll figure it out eventually. Oh yeah, that's the one. Boom. Oh yeah, that's junk, junk. Okay, we're not trying to do junk. So I wanted to show you guys this though, because I think you'll actually think it's neat. Boom. By the way, I do have these built up for that whole 1500 run once we finish this out and stuff, the 30-day crap. Um, brutal. Boom. So some of these people will not have seen. These are some rare weapons in some case. Oh, hold on. Maybe we should have done this by level. We'll just go this way. So there's a lot of weapons in this game, you guys. People don't actually know all the weapons. Oh, I'll show you a kick butt. This weapon is like a sniper weapon for your vehicle. So you can put attachments on this. This actually will go on the helicopter gun mount, like for the door gunner. And most of those vehicles that have like the turret mount thing, that Ichi goes on there. But that's not what we're looking at. Rudik kills. Boom. So this, you don't make these anymore hardly. It doesn't actually take a high level dude to use a Rudik kill. It's a 100 pad item. And I think the it has a big brother that I have maybe in here too. But it's not very high level. It does not burn any of that crap though. It's just straight boom damage, and it's just a big brute sword. But those things kill it. And there's another Rudik that I have, but honestly, I'm not sure where it is. I don't make these weapons for very many people anymore. We're gonna make the crap out of some of these. You can get these at my little shop, by the way, too. And soon I'll be adding this ballistic pistol to the shop too. And so, I don't know. There's a lot of different weapons. Some of them are very much expensive that are custom order. You don't just make them and throw them in the auction house for sure. But when you're looking at a 1,000 or 2,000 pad type sword, you got to look at the amount of backfill being thrown up on that. And so, boom, there's our machinery for the day. So you see what I mean? We're now all the way covered up to what I would consider pretty high up on machinery. Like I'm not covered on the manufacture weapons to the level that I need to now. And so at this point, we'll finish out this remaining amount of days on this planet, knock out this, we'll do the texturing and stuff like that. I'm going to special up texture a vehicle when we're done with all this stuff. And I am building up a lot of textures. It'll be fancy. I'm wanting to get enough of this that we can maybe possibly make a cow vehicle. I mean, I know that sounds weird, but it'll probably be a helicopter or a Slifnir. And I'm gonna sell it, of course. I'll throw it in the auction, make it where it's reasonable for like bid on. I'm not gonna make it insane. But then after that, it really is gonna kick back to hunting and shooting the crap out of Cyrene, skilling on Cyrene, focusing more on the merchant side of this game, because literally I have to build back PET after this epic exploration crap, and trying to backfill the main skills. And because really at the end of the day, you can only do things effectively to the lowest skill you have that goes into that. And so that's where we're at on things. So I'll be back tomorrow. I hope you guys are having a great day. I'm going to, of course, find a individual that is streaming Entropia content, of course, for you guys, because I wouldn't just ditch you out like that. And I see somebody is streaming Entropia content. We're going to drop on them. Boom. You guys have a great day. Thank you guys, by the way, for hanging out.